Christmas, we picture warmth, safety, and joy. But if we look back at the photos of the past, the holiday season was a very different place. A place where Santa wore a terrifying mask, where decorations could kill you, and where toys came with a dose of radiation. From the macabre to the miraculous, this is the history of Christmas brought to life.
If you met this Santa Claus in a shopping mall today, you would probably run away. But in the late 19th century, this frozen, expressionless face was normal. Before Coca-Cola gave us the jolly, red-cheeked grandfather we know, Father Christmas was a much older, wilder spirit. He wasn't there just to give gifts. He was there to demand discipline. These homemade costumes, often made of cheap papier-mâché, weren't meant to be horrifying. But looking back, the empty eyes and frozen smiles create pure nightmare fuel. To a child, sitting on this lap didn't feel like a reward. It felt like a test of courage. Once the mask was off, the danger didn't end. Because the centerpiece of the home, the Christmas tree, was essentially a ticking time bomb. Before electric lights, families balanced open flames on dry pine branches. It was so dangerous that many families kept buckets of water and sand right next to the tree, just in case. But fire wasn't the only threat. People wanted a white Christmas inside their homes, so they flocked their trees with artificial snow. It looked soft, it was fireproof, and it was made of pure asbestos. This toxic material was so popular that even Hollywood used it. In the famous scene from The Wizard of Oz, where Snow wakes Dorothy up, that isn't snow. It is chrysotile asbestos, raining down on the actors. If you survived the tree, you could open your presents. And in the early 1950s, the luckiest kids found this under the wrapping paper. The Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab, the most dangerous toy ever made. For $50, a huge sum at the time, it came with a Geiger counter, a cloud chamber, and 4 jars of actual radioactive uranium ore. The manual claimed it was safe. Today, it's a collector's item that you probably shouldn't keep under your bed. But not all controversies were lethal. In 1843, Henry Cole was too busy to write Christmas letters. So he invented the Christmas card. It seemed like a brilliant, time-saving idea.
But when the public saw it, a scandal erupted. Look closely at the center. A family is toasting, including a young child drinking wine. The temperance movement was furious. But the controversy only made the cards more popular. But the greatest Christmas story isn't about toys or cards. It happened in the freezing mud of 1914. World War I had been raging for months. On Christmas Eve, the guns fell silent. German and British soldiers climbed out of their trenches, not to fight, but to shake hands. They exchanged cigarettes, pudding, and addresses. They played football in no man's land. For a few hours, humanity conquered hate. It was an unofficial truce, and sadly, it was short-lived. But this photo remains. Proof that even in the darkest times, light can find a way. Dangerous, scandalous, and miraculous. The history of Christmas is far more complex than we think. It is a strange mix of darkness and light. We've seen how we courted danger in our own homes, how we fought over new traditions, and how we found humanity in the trenches. But through all the changes, one thing remains: the desire to gather together, no matter the cost. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Tell us below. And happy holidays from the Animate Past.